Lay down.
Hi FlossTube, it's Hannah the Okie Stitcher here with another FlossTube update. And first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you for all the comments and all the new subscribers from my last video. I've never had that many comments before on a video, so I greatly appreciate it. It was a lot of fun hearing everyone's thoughts of what I was doing and my projects and your advice. I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. So going into life updates, not a whole lot's changed at work. I'm still waiting to hear if I'm retraining or if there's some medical stuff that disqualifies me. I don't know. I'm just in a real big limbo spot right now. Let's see, Aoife, she started softball, as you can see over here, and still got some Easter candy that she's working on. Sorry, Casey, our new pit bull, is out, and she's a handful. Berlin, she finished up her Girl Scout Silver project, and if you haven't seen my other videos, I'll just give you a brief rundown. So her and 3 other cadets, they sewed a total of 8 quilts for the foster care program in the state of Missouri, and they also collected donations. The donation side was really successful for the batting and the fabric, but it wasn't so successful on the non-craft stuff, which is fine because that's still very generous of people. I mean, we got trash bags full of fabric, as you can imagine, since we had 8 quilts. But a fun thing that we got to do on our trip up to Columbia, Missouri to drop off everything was go to a local yarn shop. And obviously I'm not a crocheter or a knitter, and I don't really have the desire to be. However, I can appreciate some really pretty yarn. And my co-leader on the cadet side, she crochets. And so we specifically went there for her, and it was so pretty. They have alpaca yarns, they have sheep yarn, all kinds of yarns that you wouldn't even imagine. And they're all hand dyed by different vendors. I didn't see any like acrylic or nylon, whatever the non-wool yarn is. Didn't see any of that. It's all various types of wool. And I got this little keepsake keychain. Castaway Yarns is the name of the store in Columbia, and she does sell online, but she does it kind of an old school way. So the catalog is online, but to place the order, you call her, place the order over the phone, and she'll take payment over the phone, and then she'll mail it out to you. And if I remember, I'll put her website and her email address in the description box below, because I have her business card too somewhere. Alright, so that's pretty much it for life updates. Oh, today is April 13th, 2023. And, okay, so my first whip, well, actually it's a finish now, but I finished Beauty and the Beast. Finished the rose and that one last line that I was working on. So this is 14 count Ada. I hand dyed it, and it's not, in real life, it's not this neon yellow. If you follow me over on Instagram, the same name, the Okie Stitcher, you'll see pictures that are a lot more true in color. And it's the called for DMC. I did 2 strands over 1 box, or 2 over 1. And I think I'm going to fill in this rose with a lighter red And then that way, instead of the rose being yellow and red, it's red and red. So I just haven't quite had the time to go figure out the right shade of red. And someone actually commented on my Instagram photo. It was Erin, stay-at-home stitcher. I forget the number, so I'm gonna have to go look it up and see if it looks good, which I'm sure it will because she has an eye for colors. So there's that. And that's also my first whip for, my first finish of the hashtag showers or flowers Sal, S-A-L, and that's hosted by Britches Get Stitches over on Instagram, and she has a floss tube. This is the second one that I worked on, and it's a finish for now. I'm gonna save it for next year, but it's an Easter piece, and I don't have a cover photo for you. I got it off of Etsy, so I'm sure you can find it over there. For the most part, it's called for threads, except for the Easter eggs. I did more of a neon, like not neon, pastel colors, because it seems like the more traditional Easter eggs are like the actual dyed ones are more pastel and less neon. The original was like this pink for the words. Let me see. Right in the mouth. This is cursing. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. I don't want kisses on the face. Anyway, this is Casey. So, like I was saying, the Easter eggs, the call for was the blue. The blue of the border, the yellow of the, I guess they're daffodils, and then the pink of the words Easter. And I felt like it just wasn't enough variety. And so I tried changing it up, but when you compare it to the purple that I chose for the background, it doesn't really look quite right. Like they don't stand out. On the back, they stand out, but on the front, they don't seem to stand out. But that could just be me being frustrated with it, and it's not a frustration of the pattern. The pattern is great. It's frustration of my own, because the first time that I stitched the bunny, it was one square off and it threw off the entire bunny. So I had to frog the entire bunny and redo it. And then the Easter eggs, it was the pink one. I had done the blue in the blue, and then I didn't like it, so I ripped that out and redid it. And so I don't know, I did this the week between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday, and I think I just got too frustrated with all the frogging that was involved with it. So I'm putting it away. I'm gonna let it sit for a year, and next Palm Sunday I'm gonna pull it out, and if I'm still frustrated with it, or you know, just not frustrated, because by then I won't be frustrated with it, but if I'm still not liking the colors, then I can frog whatever I need to and redo it. So that's a goal finish is what I'm calling it. And this is the second one that I'm using for the hashtag showers or flowers Sal over on Instagram. And this is 14 count Ada. Okay. The next one I'm working on, again, don't have a cover photo. It's another Etsy buy. No. So this is my, I'm calling it my travel whip, because I spend a lot of time at the ball fields with Aoife. This is what I got so far. So this is 14 count Ada vintage oat. You may recognize it from the Frankenstein piece in my last video. It's just printed. The back is white. It's really stiff, but it's fine. It does its job. So this is gonna be a Edgar Allan Poe piece. So to try to give you a visual, it'll have this border, and this is DMC. Oh, I guess I don't have it over here. Oh yeah, I do. 53 is this variegated gray. So DMC 53. The called for is just plain black, and then in the middle it's gonna have Edgar Allan Poe in various colors, you know, like skin tone and all of that. It'll be in color, and then it'll have two little flowers on each side of the collar of his like shirt collar, and then down below it'll say, "Oh, Poe, you didn't." And when I read it on the pattern, I say it exactly with that sass. Like, if you can't tell, I love the sassy. It reminds me of course, I'm kind of dating myself. Like, "Oh, no, you didn't" was a real big thing when I was in middle school and high school. And it kind of reminds me of, we used to call them, every generation kind of has their own term, but we used to call them the preppy kids. The 80s and 90s kids probably called them Valley High kids from the Valley High books. That's what my half sister, she was 14 years older than me. That's what she used to call them. And well, anyway, I'm going off on like a whole side thing. But going back to this piece, I'm doing this, and then I'll do the called for DMC for Edgar Allan Poe, and probably the flowers, because I can't remember what the flower colors are. I might change those, I don't know. And then the words, I would like your opinion. Should I do the words in this variegated gray and kind of just keep it all the way across? Or should I substitute the color for the words for something totally different? Let me know. Because it'll take me a minute to finish the border, so I got time. Alright, so, and that will be, because it has flowers, will be another hashtag showers or flowers Sal. Alright. Oh, you know what? So I have the pattern here. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care for this pattern. It doesn't have blocks, and I'm gonna just kind of fold it over so I can kind of show you. So like, it has the dots, but in between it doesn't show you where the blocks are, so it's really hard to count. It's basically I have to do the border and then figure out which diamond it's going off of, and then count. So like, go here and then like go off the side and figure out where it is for like this one. So I'm looking at this border and then the border over here and then figuring out where it is. And then, so it's really weird because I have to go off landmarks and not just counting. That's my only complaint about this pattern. Well, that, and it doesn't have a cover photo, but that's a lot of Etsy patterns. So that's my only current whip. I have another one that I'm probably gonna start tonight, and as soon as I get home from my husband's procedure, that's why I'm off work today, is because my daughter had an appointment this morning and my husband's got a procedure this afternoon here in like literally less than 30 minutes. We gotta leave. So I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. This one, I was talking about it last time, and I was able to make my way over to Hobby Lobby, and I kitted up the floss. There's not a lot of floss in this big box. I mean, there is, but I have it spaced out, and so and I am missing a handful. Hobby Lobby ran out, which I was not happy with Hobby Lobby the other day. They're in the process of rearranging stuff, and they're getting rid of a whole bunch of craft stuff. I voiced my concern to the manager that I hope that they don't stop selling the craft stuff to bring in more home decor stuff, because the home decor stuff annoys the crap out of me. But that's just a side personal view. So that's the floss. And then I did get new fabric. Okay, so I'm living on the wild side, and I got 18 count Ada. I've never stitched on anything but 14 count and a little bit of 11 count before, so this is exciting. And I forget, because I lost the packaging, I forgot how long it is and wide it is, but I know it's got plenty of space, unlike the other one. So on 18 count, it said it was, and I forget what page it's on in the pattern, so I'm not gonna waste my time. But for 18 count, it said that it was 10 7/8 wide, 10 7/8 wide, and whatever. So basically running it up to 11, and this is definitely over 11 by 11. So I got plenty of space. And I had to do research to make sure I had the right needle, because all my needles, they're tiny, but they're not this tiny. These are 28, so I got those today from Walmart. Just DMC, nothing fancy, because I always lose my needles, so I don't invest in well, I don't lose them, but I just throw them. So like I have a stitchy box next to where I sit in the living room, and there's a needle minder in there, and I just toss my needles when I get done with them on there, and then I forget what size they are. I really need like a needle sizing guide so I can reorganize my needles. But that is a problem for later. So I am planning on starting this tonight, and I am so excited because it's my first really big piece, and it's my first full coverage. So I'm so excited. Which brings me to my next thing. So last video I asked if anyone would want this, the original, to stitch along with me. So I don't know if it would be a official style, but you know, just a buddy to stitch it with me. And I had 2 commenters, and I did the little spinny thing, and I don't want to missay it. Kit Mar, Kitmar, is the winner. So I'm gonna message you and figure out how to get this to you in the next couple of days. I'm so excited. All right, so that's super exciting. And going on to haul, I kind of showed you my haul already, the floss and the fabric, but I did get for other people, Pluto is kind of jealous of Casey. They're having a hard time acclimating to each other, so they're kind of jealous of each other. Anyway, so I've talked in previous videos about doing what I'm calling heirloom pieces for my kids, where, excuse you, where they're, you know, I do little pieces for them every Christmas. I started last Christmas and I already got plans for this Christmas, or Yulemas is what we're calling it. But I want to do something really big for them as keepsakes that I know that they're going to want to display when they're adults and in college, and, you know, kind of grows with them. And I had my oldest daughter, Perlin, pick out one. I showed her memorabilia, showed her Filipinas, I showed her long dogs, I showed her everything, and this is what she chose. And it has beads, and it has DMC floss, and it's gonna look super cute when it's done. And this is gonna take me a minute to kit up because I want her to go through all the hand-dyed companies, so like Forbidden, I don't know. But like Grace Notes Stitchers, they have some super cute ones. So I'll start with them, and then we'll kind of branch out if she doesn't see something there that she connects with. So she's gonna pick out the fabric, and we're gonna do pretty much called for, except for the beads on her dress and possibly on the moon. I might change to pink. They're kind of like as you can tell, kind of like a silvery color. And I think I'm going to change them to pink because pink is her favorite color. But we'll see. And that is about it. That's about it. I already kind of told you my plans. I'm going to keep with the traveling piece. And I'm going to start the bear project, and I'm going to get that out to Kit, and they'll be starting it soon with me, hopefully. And that is it for today. All right, well, happy stitching, everyone. TTFN, ta-ta for now.